The following program is paid for by Main Street Living.
Hi, I'm Pastor Matthew Harrison, President of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod. Starting in the late 1950s, Lutheran Hour Ministries aired a television program called This is the Life in their efforts to bring Christ to the nations. It was a critically acclaimed show that used story and drama to convey eternal truths from God's Word. And it featured actors who were just getting started in their careers. Recently, Lutheran Hour Ministries, in partnership with Main Street Living, remastered and brought to HD quality about 50 of these programs. You may notice some young actors who've become very famous. And even though the props and styles are of the 1960s and 70s, the subject matter is still very relevant.
Brand spanking new, and you... Honey, I don't know how you can make it any shinier.
Well, it's for protection. Yeah, I expect this baby to last a long time. Thank you. Well, it's a little late, but we are going to do us some living.
I can't say I'm not looking forward to it. And a nice little house to come back home to in between the wanderings.
You know, I was thinking before, wouldn't it have been nice if we had a vehicle like this when Laura and Keith were little? And their old man wasn't a drunk.
Now, Ben, stop dwelling on it. You haven't had a drink for 2 years. It's over and it's finished.
Is it? How about Laura?
Oh. So that's what's bothering you, huh?
It's bothering you, too, isn't it? Any luck getting through?
I checked the Dallas operator. The phone is working.
Fran, we are going to Dallas and see what's going on.
You mean just...
Why not? Ralph can run the garage till we get back. Come on, what do you say?
When do we leave?
How about tomorrow morning? Uh-oh.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Oh, nothing. It's just that the Sunday school bus, I'm putting in a new carburetor for them. If I don't get it finished, they won't have a bus for next Sunday morning. Well, I better get on over there and get to it, huh? Okay? You get us packed.
Ben.
Yeah?
I'm glad we're leaving.
Ah, good. I won't be long. You know what I was thinking, Pastor?
What?
About myself when I was a kid. If they'd had a bus like this to pick up kids whose parents weren't interested in religion themselves, maybe I'd have turned out better. Less heartache for everyone.
Well, you've turned out fine, Ben.
Well, you know what I mean. All those wasted years. And my son, Keith. Fine example he had. His old man smashed all the time. Why not him? It took them an hour to pry him out of that car. Well, it didn't matter. He was already dead.
We're told, as far as the east is from the west, so far does the Lord remove our sins from us. God has forgiven you. He's removed your guilt. You have to stop tormenting yourself with something that no longer exists in his eyes.
I know that. That's the funny part. I know it.
Knowing isn't enough. Ben, reach out your hand and accept God's forgiveness. He wants you to. That's how you put your past behind you.
I know, you see, that's what you keep telling me. I guess it's just gonna have to take time.
Be right back.
Hello, Pastor Werner. I wonder, has Ben there? Oh, good. Yes, thank you.
Ben? Ben, it's for you.
Ah, thank you, Pastor.
Ben, they're here. Yeah, Laura and Andy, they just arrived. Yeah, yes, dear, from Dallas. Well, I think you better come right on home. All right.
I just threw some things in the car and took off. Cussing out a teacher, thrown out of school. What do you do with a kid like that?
Where's Andy now?
Who knows? He split as soon as we got here. He don't say where he's going. He never does. He just goes.
Well, then, Laura, you should lay down rules.
You know what I think? I think he's trying to get back at me and Joe for breaking up. Not just the divorce. For a long time, Joe played around, and Mia,
Yeah, go ahead. What about you?
I took it. I figured he'd have his fling and come back. Then I knew he wouldn't. Maybe I wanted to show him like I didn't need him. I don't know. I started to go out with this foreman where I work. I still am.
Oh, Laura.
Before? All this was before you got divorced?
That's what I said, wasn't it? You want a fairy tale, read a book.
Well, I just wish you had never left here. When you and Joe lived here, well, things were just...
Mom, maybe you forget. We didn't have no choice. Dad kicked us out.
Yes, and I'd do it again. That lazy bum. Hippie. Too good to work. $800 in back rent. If it hadn't been for me, you wouldn't even have had food on the table, that lazy bum.
At least he was sober. Not drunk, bombed out of his head half the time.
And what's that got to do with it?
Ben, Laura. Now, come on, please.
Right to the moon, baby. The first junior astronaut. Higher. Higher?
Yeah.
Oh. How's that, Andy?
Higher, Grandpa, higher.
Hey, man, you new around here? Yeah, sorta. My grandparents live over on Elm Street.
My name's Steve.
Andy.
Yeah. Hey, you don't have a joint on you, do you?
No.
You don't smoke?
Well, I used to.
Yeah? Well, I gotta go. Oh, I live over at that white house by the edge of the park. I'm having a party tonight, man. You're welcome to come. My folks are away.
I don't think I can make it.
It's up to you, man.
You what? You heard right. I'm putting him in a foster home. Maybe somebody else can handle him.
He's your son.
Yeah, him and me and apple pie. I'm sorry, it just don't always work out that way.
No, Laura, you're just upset. Now, you give yourself a chance to think about it a little, and...
Mom, what else have I been doing? You think it doesn't matter to me? It's gotta be. I can't handle him.
And Andy, does he know about this, the foster home?
No, he doesn't. I think he kind of thinks we're gonna live here.
What?
Oh, Andy! My goodness, you got out of here before I hardly had a chance to say hello.
I guess.
Hey, look at you. Man, you really have grown, you know that?
Yeah, I guess. Hi, Grandpa.
Well, of course you have. You know, the last time we saw you was when Keith was... Yeah, well, now it's been 2 years.
Yeah. Hey, been out looking around the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, sorta. There's a neat motorhome out in the driveway. Who's it belong to?
Your grandma and me. Why, you want to take a look at it?
Sure.
There you go. Be my guest. What do you mean, live here? You mean a foster home here? You moving back or what?
To this town? You gotta be kidding. My life is in Dallas. Besides, this man I'm going with, who knows, given the right odds, he might even get brave, like marrying me.
I see. And your son is narrowing down those odds, is that it?
I don't have to take this from you, not you.
Listen.
Right, all right. Now, both of you, just take it easy.
No, would you look at him? It's so easy for him to talk, but what kind of a life did I have when I was growing up?
Well, at least I gave you a home. I provided a home for you. I didn't shuck you off onto some stranger, not my own flesh and blood.
All right. You take him. He's your flesh and blood, too. You take him.
That's it. That's why you're here.
Yes, you're responsible, too, so take him.
Oh, please, don't give me that old jazz. That's the cop-out today. Your life doesn't turn out, so blame it on the parents.
You got something better.
Yes. Take your son and give him a home. Live up to your responsibilities. Laura, don't you see, we can't take him. Your mother and I were going to sell the house. It's in escrow already. They're going to sell the business, everything. We are going to travel. Now, I owe that to her. And you are not going to put a crimp in it.
All right, so you don't want him. So join the club. Poor, miserable kid, nobody does.
I didn't say I didn't want him.
Then take him.
We can't.
Neither can I. So he goes in a foster home, and that's it.
Andy! 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 Andy!
Hey, not yet. Come on, man, drink up. You're falling behind.
No, I think I had enough.
Oh, come on, it's a party, man. Yeah.
Hey, I gotta go. It's a great party, thanks.
Hey, come on, it's early, man. Hey, in the bushes, man, in the bushes.
Well, what do you got to say for yourself coming home in this condition? What kind of a boy are you turning out to be, anyway? Did you hear me? Answer me.
Can I go to bed now?
What did you run off like that for? You heard me calling you.
I'm tired.
I want to know why.
You know why. Can I go to bed now?
How much did you hear?
A foster home. She don't want me, and you don't want me. So who cares?
Andy, wait. Look, Andy, don't jump to conclusions. Now, what you heard was... Well, what I mean is that people sometimes say things in anger that they really don't mean, you know? Now, why don't you go to bed and get some sleep and don't even think about it? Eh? Okay, Andy? We'll talk about it in the morning. But I promise you one thing. You are not going to go to any foster home. Now, you have my word on that. Okay, son?
Ben, of course I agree with you.
You know what this means, don't you? It means giving up all our plans. Early retirement, travel, everything.
Well, there'll be time for all of that a little later on.
Maybe not. Maybe when Andy's old enough to go out on his own, we'll be too old to hit the road. Maybe we won't even feel like it.
He's worth taking that chance, Ben.
Laura's right. I am responsible. You raise your kids like you were raised. Well, it's easy enough to blame. The trouble is I never gave her enough time when she was growing up. Keith neither. Just the bottle. I blame myself for everything that's happened to this family. It's ironic, isn't it? I was going to make it all up to you. I'm sorry, Fran.
It's all right, honey.
You never been anywhere. Never seen anything. You've never even had a decent vacation. And even Keith.
Now, that's enough. You hear me, Ben? That's enough. That's all in the past. Come on, let's go to bed.
I gotta think about myself, too. I'm still young. Well, at least I ain't old. And there's gotta be something. Besides, it's not like you're gonna be with strangers. You're gonna be with family. A good home, right?
Yeah, but...
Look, I ain't promising anything. Maybe after a while, like when you've proved yourself. Maybe. Well, like I say, I ain't promising anything.
I don't want to stay here. Grandpa doesn't really want me. He's just doing this because... All I know is he makes me feel like some kind of charity case.
Believe me, Andy, that's what you are. You take what you can get in this life. So what, it ain't the greatest. You survive. Here, be a good kid and put this in the car for me.
I just thought you might like a cup of coffee.
Ah, yeah. Thanks.
Well, I expect Laura's well into Arizona by now.
Yeah.
Poor Andy. Oh, you should have seen the expression on his face when she drove away, Ben.
Yeah, I saw it. Well, it's a big change for him. It's a big adjustment for all of us. It sure changed our plans. Yeah, I might lose a couple of thousand selling this thing, but that don't matter. It's the time we're losing that counts, the time I wanted for you. I sure hope he appreciates that.
Oh, I'm sure he does. But, honey, don't keep reminding him of it, huh? I mean, you're making him feel terribly guilty.
Well, a little guilt won't hurt him. Well, I feel sorry for the kid, sure. But he got us into all this, and I just think he ought to know it.
Ben, he's 14.
He's old enough to know that in this world you pay for everything you get.
Honey, I'm going to go to bed now. Don't be too late.
Okay.
Hey, Ben. Seems kind of strange to have a teenage boy back in the house again, doesn't it? Night-night, darling.
Yeah, I understand that, officer. No, we haven't, or I'd have called you. Yeah, all right. Thank you.
Nothing?
No, not yet. They're pretty certainly still in the area, though.
Well, come on. Let me give you some breakfast.
I think I'll go out and drive around some more, look for him.
Oh, Ben, eat something first.
No, nothing. Why did he do it? That's what's bugging me. I mean, we were giving him a home. Pastor?
Ben,
Oh, Pastor, you busy?
nothing that can't wait. What is it, Ben?
It's my grandson, Andy. You met him the other day?
Oh, working on the bus. You told me he was going to stay with you.
Yeah, that's right, but
Oh, what is it?
he run away. He left this note. Fran and me, we've been worried sick. I mean, the kid is all mixed up, you know, Pastor. I don't understand it. We're giving him a home. The police say they're sure they'll be able to find him, but what's to stop him doing this again?
I see what you mean.
How do you deal with a kid like this? How do you reach him?
Maybe by telling him you love him.
What?
Unless, of course, you don't.
Well, of course I love him. He's my grandson.
Have you ever told him that you love him?
Well, not in so many... But he knows that. I mean, we're giving him a home. We're changing our plans. Now, why would I do that if I didn't, like you say, love him?
We're such strange creatures. So easy to say that we hate this person or that when we really don't. And so difficult to say we love someone when we really do.
But it's not like that. Andy knows how I feel about him.
And how do you?
I love him.
Then don't charge him for it. If it's love, it has to be free.
Charge him? What do you mean?
Grandpa, I've messed up everything. I can't let you and Grandma give up your plans for me. I'm not worth it. Besides, you don't want me anyway. It's just duty, and I don't blame you. I'm no good. Don't you see? You've offered to take him in only on the condition that he pay for it with feelings of guilt. The same way, Ben, that you've made yourself pay.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
You know what I mean. All the guilt you've carried for years, over your alcoholism, your neglect of your family, even your son's death. All the guilt that Christ was and is ready to take from you and remove as far as the east is from the west, if only you'll let him. No one can carry that kind of guilt around. It's too heavy. So what we do is pass it on, as you have with Andy. You've given him a home, but you've attached a price tag to it.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
When you came to Christ, Ben, he gave you a home free for all eternity. No hidden charges. Absolutely free. His death on the cross was the payment, so it could be free. He asks now that you pass it on, that as he has freely given, you will freely give. First, accept God's gift to you, Ben. Your complete forgiveness, once and for all. Then pass it on to Andy at no charge. The price was paid 2,000 years ago, like that, with his blood.
I mean it, Pastor. When they find Andy, from now on, I promise, no charge.
He's in there. I discovered him a little while before you came. I guess he needed someplace to sleep. God's given you a chance, Ben, to pass it on.
Hello, Andy.
Hello, Grandpa.
Your grandma's been worried sick about you. Me too. I've been up most of the night looking for you.
Didn't have to.
Yeah, Andy, I did. See, your grandma and me, we love you. I love you, Andy. Come on, son. Let's go home.
That's how it is with God's love. Once you've experienced it, you spread His love to everyone you want to bless it all.
This program is produced by Lutheran Television, a division of the International Lutheran Laymen's League, in cooperation with the Lutheran Church, Missouri Synod, and is presented by this station as a service to the religious life of the community. These films are available for church, school, and community use. Write Lutheran Television, St. Louis, Missouri, 63139.
I hope you found this program to be both entertaining and insightful. Even though the show was filmed decades ago, the concerns of those days seem to parallel many situations of today. We'll be back next week with another episode of This is the Life. In the meantime, I invite you to seek further wisdom from God's Word, the Bible, and I invite you to visit one of our congregations in your area. We are the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, and you will find our 6,000 congregations listed at www.lcms.org. This program has been brought to you by Main Street Living, which relies on the generosity of viewers to support this programming. They appreciate your prayers and would also appreciate your financial support. You can view additional episodes of This is the Life on the Main Street Living website. Thanks for watching, and join us again next week, same time, same channel, for another episode of This is the Life.